Hi everybody, and welcome back to HEX Token channel. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Man, have I got a good video for you. Now this is a scenario where you could make $1 million with HEX by investing 10,000, buying 50,000 HEX. So we're going to check that out, and of course it's based on the price assumption and the current back trend of HEX so far. And so we're looking at $10, so we're going to check that out. Let us go and see how you can do this. All right, so here is hex.com, and of course you can stake your HEX and get around about a 40% APY per year. That includes interest and penalties from people early on staking. So you can make money. So this is not actually about the staking, but you can make amazing returns with HEX by staking longer as well. So nice. Let's get straight into it though. Here's the price of HEX at the moment. It is 20.3 cents at the moment. So a good entry level, as you can say, after having a really huge run up. But let's get straight into the scenario. So we are. So basically the scenario and excludes staking, which is means if you're staking, you'll get even more HEX and get to this faster. But basically, if you buy HEX on the Ethereum chain, we call it EHEX. And let's say you bought 50,000 at the current price of around about 20 cents. As we saw, it's 20.3 cents at the moment. But just for simplicity, 20 cents. And that would cost you 10,000 US dollars. So if you had that amount, you could invest that. And of course, when a Pulse chain comes, you'll also get a free copy of Pulse HEX, which means you get another 50,000 HEX, but on the Pulse chain, not the Ethereum chain. So you'll have 2 copies, and you get this one for free. And of course, that's Pulse chain's coming up soon. We've got the Pulse chain testing 2.0 likely to come up this week, and then a Pulse chain fork after that. So pretty exciting. So let's assume that the price of that is 20 cents too, and you get that 50. Obviously, there could be some volatility between EHEX and PHEX when it launches, but let's say that assume that it moves towards parity, in other words, the same price, and let's say that it holds the current price of 20 cents. At the time that it launches, right? Or at least afterwards, say a month after or 2 months, we don't know. So it's just assumptions that we're making. So you get 10,000, you make a $10,000 profit, of course, when you get the copy, and it assumes the price stays the same. Obviously, if the price does half and goes to 10 cents, then you'd be at the same value as you started with. But this is just assuming that it holds 20 cents either immediately or at some stage after, and of course, that's $10,000 profit. All right, so then the way, of course, you end up with 100,000 HEX on with 50,000 on both chains. That's 100,000, and let's say that the future price is $10. So that might be as long as a year away. That could be 2 years away. But nevertheless, you get if it goes to $10, you're now at 1 million US dollars, and you invested 10,000. So that's the idea. Very simple, and that's how that could very easily get there. Now, how do we get some probability behind this happening? Obviously, we can go to hexgraphs.com, and they have a couple of graphs that give you the idea of what's happening here. So when HEX launched back on the 2nd of December 2019, it sort of rallied up, and we've got different prices over the period of time since then. We're currently on day 719 of the HEX journey, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pullbacks in there. And of course, you can see we had 81% pullback, 72% pullback. So pullbacks are in the game. And as founder Richard Hart says, that's just what's in the game. So obviously, when the price is lower, gives opportunities for new people, new investors to come in and pick up HEX and then slowly accumulate, right? And of course, as the price runs up, you make more. So that's the way it works. So it goes up and down, but the trend is up. Long-term trend is up. And of course, it's still early days, being day 719. And so basically, you can see how the people they would have sold at the top here, and the people at the bottom were going, well, the price has gone down a lot. But then the price rallied up. It rallied up. It went down. It rallied up, and so on, so on, and so on. So obviously the last one was pretty significant, went up to about 55, 56 cents, and then it pulled back down to where 20 cents is now. So if it follows this pattern, of course, it's going to keep going up and up and up. And of course, this is just on a linear scale. But if it was on a log scale, it would be even more bullish. So pretty amazing. So that's the sort of the probability behind it. Is it going to keep going like this and therefore get up to $10? Well, that is no one knows the future, but the past certainly looks suggestive. So very cool. You've got to do your own investment due diligence, of course. Nothing in this video is investment advice, but this is the logic. So pretty amazing. There's also the HEX Steak Calc, means that you can stake a certain amount of HEX and you can work out how long you will get, how much you will get. That will get you there faster, because if you're staking, you're earning HEX as well. And so you get way better returns through doing that as well. So this spreadsheet here seems to no staking, just holding it in your wallet. But if you staked, of course, you will be able to get there a lot faster with something like 40% APY returns. So that's a lot of HEX that you would make. Pretty cool. So if you did 10,000 HEX and for 1 year, you'd get 1,296 HEX is basically the idea. But if you stake longer, of course, let's say you stake for 10 years, let's say 3650, then and calculate that at the moment, then your 10,000 HEX is going to be way more. If you did 10 years, 38,000. So you can see it's huge. And the APY jumps to 38%, but the ROI, return on investment, is 383%. Obviously, you can select any time. Maybe you just want to do, maybe 900 days. Maybe you want to do that, or you can calculate that, and you can see what your return is on staking. So there's other ways of getting there faster to the $1 million goal, but this spreadsheet just assumes basic assumptions that in the future, maybe 36, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, if it gets to $10, you'll be up at $1 million. And of course, that's the best way of doing it. Staking will get you there faster, and of course, we can see that the chart is going up and down, but the trend is up. Trend is up, and of course, people that got a lot of HEX at the beginning, they slowly sell it down, and that gets distributed to a lot more people. So let's go up to another chart to show that as well. So let's go to here. You can see, first of all, that you are early. This is the chart here. This is Bitcoin here, and you can see that you're early here. So if HEX does anything like Bitcoin does over time, then you will be early, and this getting at $10 seems to be quite reasonable based on that. Of course, here is the mad gains that it's possible. People that invested $1, once again, it's up here, $10 gain per dollar invested, $100 per invested. So the pink line here is HEX, and the Bitcoin line is white. And you can see that people that invested $1 got $1,000 gain at this level, and so on. So you can sort of see that go up. And it's so true for Bitcoin, right? The people that invested $1 got $10,000 gain, so around here, and then $100,000 gain, then $1 million gain, and then a $1 million gain. So you can see this is the example that it's following, and HEX is tracking very well versus Bitcoin. So you can see that's pretty amazing. So this is some of the sort of the supporting probability behind it, and I think that looks very, very good. So once again, you've got to do your own investment due diligence. I'll leave all the links in the video description, and you can definitely check that out. But versus Bitcoin and ETH, HEX has been performing really, really well. So the basics of this video is, if you did 50,000 HEX on Ethereum, and that's $10,000, and you will get a copy on Pulse Chain. If the price stays at the same, around 20 cents at the current price, after, or maybe a couple months later, if it makes sure that it maintains the same price, then you would get a $10,000 profit. Obviously, if there's two copies and these get half to 10 cents, then you won't make any profit. But if it does stay similar price at some stage close to the launch of Pulse Chain, then you'd get that $10,000 profit. And then of course you'd have 100,000, and then obviously if HEX goes to $10, which you've seen in the charts, it's looking pretty amazing, then you will get to 1 million. Now, the other thing, of course, is the demand drivers, is that more large accounts are coming in. There seems to be something like a grayscale called HEX Scale coming in, which will have a lot of big private investors coming in December. There's the highest of stakes video coming in the fourth quarter of 2022. There's continual growth every day. The community continues to get bigger. ETH 2.0 is coming on the ETH chain to lower the fees there potentially, and of course Pulse Chain will dramatically lower the fees for the Pulse Chain. So there's lots of bullish things coming up, and I think it's pretty exciting. So something food for thought anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's how to make $1 million with 10,000, and man, it could happen particularly pretty fast based on this chart. So onwards and upwards. I'm going to do a video on my fundamentals and prediction for 2022 coming up soon. So hopefully that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course, and leave any comments in the video description. Particularly helpful comments for new HEX investors. Would that be really cool? Hope you enjoyed this one. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.